Winter. The German army had conquered most of Europe. Poland had fallen. France had collapsed. The Balkans were crushed. Hitler believed nothing could stop him. Then he made one decision. He turned east. Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. At first it worked. German forces advanced rapidly across thousands of miles. Cities burned. Soviet soldiers retreated. Hitler believed victory was inevitable. But in southern Russia, there was one city he became obsessed with: Stalingrad. It wasn't just strategic. It carried the name of his enemy, Joseph Stalin. For Hitler, capturing Stalingrad would be symbolic. It would humiliate the Soviet Union. It would prove German superiority. So, in the summer of 1942, the Sixth Army marched toward the city. What followed was hell on earth. Stalingrad was not an ordinary battlefield. It became a graveyard of buildings. The Luftwaffe bombed the city relentlessly. Factories turned into rubble. Homes collapsed. Civilians died in the thousands. But the Soviet defenders refused to retreat. Instead, they turned the ruins into weapons. Snipers hid in shattered windows. Soldiers fought room by room, floor by floor, sometimes even wall by wall. The Germans called it Rattenkrieg, rat war, because soldiers fought like trapped animals in the debris. No clear front lines, no safety, only chaos. As autumn turned to winter, everything changed. The German army was not prepared for Russian winter. Temperatures dropped below -30°C. Weapons froze. Engines stopped working. Frostbite spread. Food supplies ran dangerously low. But Hitler refused to allow retreat. He ordered the Sixth Army to hold their ground. No step back. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union prepared something massive. In November 1942, they launched Operation Uranus, a surprise counterattack, but not directly at Stalingrad. Instead, they attacked the weaker German flanks. Within days, the trap was complete. The Sixth Army, nearly 300,000 men, was surrounded, encircled, cut off from supplies, cut off from escape. Inside Stalingrad, German soldiers starved. Rations were reduced to crumbs. Horses were eaten, then dogs, then anything they could find. Airlifts attempted to deliver food and ammunition, but it wasn't enough. Snow covered the corpses in the streets. Morale collapsed. Still, Hitler refused surrender. He promoted General Friedrich Paulus to field marshal. Why? Because no German field marshal had ever surrendered. It was a message: fight to the last man. But by January 1943, the Sixth Army was finished. Soviet forces crushed what remained. On February 2nd, 1943, Paulus surrendered. Around 90,000 German soldiers were captured. Only a few thousand would ever return home. The rest would die in captivity. Stalingrad was over. The cost? Over 2 million casualties, killed, wounded, or captured. It was the deadliest battle in human history. But, more importantly, it shattered the myth of German invincibility. For the first time, Hitler's war machine had suffered a catastrophic defeat. From that moment forward, Germany was no longer advancing, it was retreating. Stalingrad wasn't just a military loss. It was psychological. It broke the dream of total domination. It shifted momentum permanently to the Soviet Union. And it marked the beginning of the end of Nazi Germany. Hitler had wanted a symbolic victory. Instead, he created a symbol of his own downfall. In the frozen ruins of Stalingrad, his dream died.